Alrighty, welcome to tonight's edition of Women's Indiana Tech Hockey here at the PSM Ice House at Ring 3, where we have the Indiana Tech Warriors facing the Michigan Wolverines. Wolverines coming into this matchup 7-4-1. They are ranked 15th in the ACHA rankings. The Warriors are 7-12. They are ranked 13th in the ACHA rankings. In between the pipes for the Wolverines. It's going to be number 32, Paris Heiserman. She's a junior from Manatee, California. And for the Warriors, I did not see a name, but we are off for the puck drop. The Warriors win it. As Grenier sends it down low, the Wolverines pick it up. Scrimble in the corner there. Stangen holds the line. Warriors wrap it around. It's Gilmore tied up in the corner. Caitlin Brokill moves it around. They still get tied up there. Gagan with a shot, just goes wide. Lindahl trying to get it out as they are able to, as Wooding sends it back in for an offsides. Face-off one there by the Warriors. As Hardy sends it in. Flipped out of the zone by the Wolverines. in possession. It's the goal that she sends it down low behind the net. It's Colwich. She wraps it around the boards, able to keep it in. Tie up there in front. It's Johnson. Wolverine's able to get it out. Johnson in neutral zone. Able to find Kuzbel, who sends it out front. It's sticked aside there by Heiserman. Wolverines not able to get it out. They finally do. So we have a race for the puck here. Sends it right on net. And going to be covered up. Face off one there by the Warriors. They will bring it around. Meltz couldn't keep it. The Warriors are forced to it. Wolverines now in their own zone. They chip it up. To Hung, and she sends it down low. And Terpstra wasn't able to get it up, and the Wolverines take it back. Ferris now sends it off the wall. Is able to get it to Dyla. She goes into the corner. She gets taken away there by the Warriors, but able to get it through. They are offsides. It's Brokel. A little too far in front there. So we'll have a face-off here outside the Wolverine zone. Allie Green's able to win it back there to Hardy. She gets pressured there by a couple of Wolverines. Hardy takes her shots off the pad. Rebound goes to the corner. As Whittick sends it around. Michigan now moving through the neutral zone. Garvey loses the puck. The Warriors going the other way as Johnson try to get it through. Sends it back to Hardy. She has it by the face-off dots. Whittick moving it through neutral zone, loses possession there. Wolverine sends it right back down. Hardy to pick it up behind her net. Finds Whittick. Trying to move it front, but it's taken away by Cummings. Who's going to win the face-off battle. Michigan now. Moving it in the Warrior zone, cycling it around. Cummings trying to move it forward there to Farrell. Goes in front. We have a loose puck there. Michigan with a shot save there. Michigan rings it around. Cummings being tied up there by Hardy. Trying to move it center there in front. It's Farrell. So he changes it here in front. Shot just goes wide and high. Warriors with the puck now. It's Rogers. She sends it down. She goes off for the change. Kolick flips it forward. No icing on that. Terpstra behind her own net. Gaining pressure there by Gordon. Brokel behind her own net, getting pressured by Hung. She picks it up, loses it. Brokel. The Warriors on the rush now. Gagnon takes a shot, just goes wide. Terpstra. She takes a shot off the blocker there. of Heiserman, and she blocks her out of play. Wolverines able to win it as they move it forward here. They might have a 2-on-1. Developing, but great defense there by the Warriors, and they send it out of the zone. The goal sends it down, but it's going to go for an icing. Just over 6 minutes, just under 6 minutes gone here. In this first period, we are still at zeros. Green and Garvey there for the face-off. Face-off one back by Garvey. The Warriors are the first one there. They weren't able to hold the line. Lindahl, one-on-one there. Reaches the puck to the corner. She gets tied up. Allen is able to get it out. Goff sends it to her D partner. And Pell now just sends it in. She goes off for a full scale line change for the Warriors. Pass gets deflected by Johnson. She loses it in the corner. Wolverines aren't able to get it out. Hardy sends it back down low. And Fair sends it out to play into face off on the blocker side. Hardy with the puck. Try to send it out low, but it's too low, and the Wolverines were able to pick that off. The goal sends it off the boards to Grenier, who sends it in. Wolverines pick it up. Able to get it out. It's Gordon now. Ryan's car puts up the Gordon. He just sends it wide. Shot rings around. Warriors able to pick it up here. That's Brokel. She goes deep into a Wolverine zone. Gets tied up by two Wolverines. They're able to get out. This might go down for an icing, and it will. Haley Terpstra was close enough. We'll face off on the blocker side of Eiserman. Face off one there by the Warriors. Pell sends it around low. Cara Colwich is the first one there. Terpstra is able to keep it in. Green takes a shot into the chest of Heiserman. Face off one to the corner by Wolverines. Pell now sends it right back. Johnson, Pell again. Finds Terpstra. Terpstra with a shot low on the ice, trying to get a deflection there. Ends up getting blocked off this weird bounce off the Zamboni doors. Terpstra rings it around. Johnson picks it up. Finds Green. Green stops. Loses the puck. The Terpstra sends it back right into the Wolverine zone. Metz sends it around. Gilmore picks it up to the Rogers. Rogers takes a shot into the chest there of Heiserman. Actually into the pads, inside the pads there, it's a foul. Face-off going in the blocker side. Face-off won by Michigan. Send it off the net. It's Ferris. Try to send it to Callis, but it's too strong off her stick. Wolverines have possession now. Poke check there by Kuzbel, and she sends it in, and it'll be covered up by Heiserman. Face-off won there by the Warriors. Puck goes into the corner. It's Lindahl trying to find a way out. She's able to get around Hardy. We have a 3-on-1 here for the Wolverines. Pass it across, but a great defensive play by Gilmore. Take away that chance. Lindahl sends it up top. Shot there, blocked. And then the attack is able to get it out. Wolverines send it around. Hardy and Bobby meet in the corner. The attack trying to get to Johnson there. Too far in front. Michigan in their own zone. And the attack takes it away. And they send it down low. McGolf sends it up. Seville Frying Hugh. Hugh takes a shot. Gets tied up there right in front of the crease. We have a penalty coming up on Indiana Tech. Cross check. Gave an extra shove there right in front of the referee. So we'll see Michigan Wolverines' first power play opportunity here. 9:30 remain in this first period. Warriors win the face-off. Not able to get it out. Maybe. Green gets taken down. People want to call, but nothing will be on that one. But she is able to send it down into the zone. Wolverines moving through the neutral zone. Collision there between Pell and Lindahl. What Indiana Tech is able to clear the zone. Ferris. Getting pressure there by Gagnon, and she spins it back around. Warriors send it down to the Michigan zone. Kolwich. It's pressure on her, and she loses the puck. Terpstra is able to send it down. Once again, 47 seconds remain here on the power play for Michigan. Golf. Try to move to the center the zone. It gets tipped by a Warriors stick, and they send it right back down. Goff sends it off and heads it to Farrell. Farrell loses the puck. Indiana Tech's able to gain possession and send it right back down once more. McGough looking for one last rush here for the Wolverines. Tries to send out the boards to Dyla, but she ends up blocking it. 4 seconds remaining here. Union has the puck in the corner. Colwich for Michigan. Trying to poke check it through. Gilmore holding the line for Indiana Tech. Who sends it around. Tied up in the corner. It's Kuzbel. Able to move it up front with a shot. Save. Covered up. That was Broca with a high A chance there for Indiana Tech. Heiserman stands strong in net. Kuzbel ties up. She is able to win it back. For basket, she loses it. Michigan now moving through the offensive zone. They have a chance here. Puck just goes wide. That was Carr on the opportunity. Mets, they will keep it in. Hume, shot, save, rebound. Just high. That was Gordon. Warriors send it around. Metz pinches down. He lost the puck. She goes just outside the zone. Just over 6 minutes left here in this first period. Still knotted up at 0 apiece. Beatty wins it back to McGough, who sends it down. Michigan's the first one there. They get a shot from the point. Blocked there by Terpstra. They send it to the corner. Lindahl sends it around. Terpstra picks it up behind her nets. In the corner, she sends it to Hardy. Hardy, getting around one Wolverine, is able to move it up. Johnson, pass gets deflected. Bobby now takes a shot, blocked. Chance again here for Michigan. It's another big save. Michigan moving around. Warriors able to chip it forward. McGough picks it up, but here we have a chance here for Gilmore. Gilmore on the breakaway, takes a shot, and she scores! Peyton Gilmore on the breakaway puts Indiana Tech on the board first with 5 minutes and 12 seconds remaining. Able to chip it forward to herself and get around the Wolverines' defense. Pell now intercepts the pass. Loses it to Cummins, who flips it forward. Freshly off the bench. That was the goal, but it bounces over her stick. Michigan just forward enough for Cummins. Warriors now chip it forward to Bernier. So I thought Gultz goes wide. So we have a high sticking penalty here on Michigan. See if we got that at all. guys can see it here. We'll see Indiana Tech's power play for the first time tonight. Hill finds the goal. Shot. It's blocked. And Michigan will send it down the length of the ice. Galt now. And pressure put on there by Hugh. And Gilmore scanning up the ice, moving through the neutral zone. Stops and waits. And tied up by Gordon. They'll send it on Pell. The shot deflection off the skates of Wittick. Moving across the front of the net. 1:10 remain here in this power play. 3:41 left in the first period. Indiana Tech is leading by the goal of Peyton Gilmore. Pell. Moves it to Green. She sends it around Johnson. Moves it to Terpstra, who moves it to Pell. Pell moves up front of the green with a shot. Just goes wide. Looking for that top right corner. Terpstra finds Pell. Puts it back. Terpstra sends it down into the corner. Green puts it up top to Pell. Moves it side to side. Green with the shot. Ooh, they got caught up there by the two moving players. Green able to move it back to Pell, who sends it back down low. 10 seconds remain here. Man advantage. Kovlich sends it down. No icing on that one. Pell behind her own net. Finds Hardy. Try to move back to Bask. She loses possession. Michigan moving into the offensive zone. Malzewski. Sent out in front there. Rebound was available. Michigan's able to keep it in. They take a shot. Goes wide. Tie up in the corner. Legault. Try to move things forward. Phillips pinches down. Ward's able to get out of the zone. Phillips quickly turns things back around. Blocked shot opportunity. Legault moving in 1-on-4. Pushes. Chance here for Indiana Tech, just goes wide. Brokel. Phillips. Moves it to Dyla, who sends it off the boards. As Brokel is just offsides there. We'll face off here outside of the Michigan Wolverine zone. Just under a minute left in this first period. Green's able to win the face-off back to Pell, but flips it to forward. Schaub is able to get to it. Goff is able to keep it in. Schaub, it's a stick left there by Gilmore. Puck is in the skates. Bouncing around. Goff is able to keep it in. Puts it into the corner. Gilmore enters the zone, puts it down behind the nets for Wittick. Johnson sends it over the green. Sitting in the corner with 8 seconds left off the glass. The goal, it's able to keep it in, but it gets blocked. Terpstra takes shots. That will do it here for this first period. Indiana Tech gets on the board first by Peyton Gilmore. As we are going to step aside here. And then we'll come back for the first intermission reports. You are watching Indiana Tech hockey here on, presented by Summit City Sports. We'll be right back.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior. Tech goes by many names. Business, fine art, forensic science. Some think it's just technical. But really, tech means everything. Scholarships, internships, championships. It's professors who make time for you one-on-one. It's putting everything on the line. It can be fierce. It can be fascinating. It can be awesome. Most important, it's believing in yourself and what you have to offer the world. Because at Indiana Tech, warriors are prepared to lead a significant life.
You're busy. You expect to say no sometimes. But what you didn't expect was a chance to say yes to a college degree while keeping your life. Indiana Tech is now offering Chicago area students undergraduate and graduate degree opportunities taught online by experienced faculty who care. Learn more at one of the new Indiana Tech enrollment centers in Naperville or Wilmette.
I can turn this in early? Sure, whenever you're ready.
Embrace the unexpected at Indiana Tech.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that there aren't very many energy programs out there. When I researched all of the various programs recently, there are really only 2 or 3 accredited engineering programs.
I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada originally. I came out here to Indiana Tech to actually go for the energy engineering program because of its uniqueness and its ability to get hands-on with the materials that I'm going to be using in the future.
Well, a few of the things I think that sets Indiana Tech apart is, number one, you have very small classes. You have very close relationships with your professors. When you have a class of 10 people, it's much easier to get to know the professor and get in contact with him than if you have a class of 30, 40, or 50. You're going to have the same professors for the majority of your classes. You're going to have the same classmates for the majority of your classes.
The more practical applications come in all the subsequent energy engineering classes. Heat transfers in a class that right after they're leaving the classroom, and the board is filled with calculus. So in order to understand a lot of these topics, they're going to need to understand the calculus there. Calculus is the study of the rate of change, how fast things change. And depending upon whether it's energy engineering, industrial engineering, or whatever, they're going to need to use that and apply that.
Professor Romary, he stands out to me the most right now because when I first got here, I had to take calculus, Calc 1, Calc 2. And he's one of the professors that teaches it. And he just really was a very kind and helpful guy, and he did whatever he could to help us out. He was very funny, always had a way of creatively teaching calculus to us that not a whole lot of people can do. And I think that and how he did it is going to be something that's going to stick for me for a very long time.
The field work that Indiana Tech can provide here is, for example, we have a 10 kilowatt windmill that the students can work with. We have a geothermal system for a couple of the buildings for Utang-Sioux and for Zollner that uses geothermal principles to heat and cool the buildings in the summer and the winter.
The PV array system, training system that we have down here in the basement allows us to wire up the panels we have down in the basement to set it up as a off-the-grid system or a battery bank system, which helps us because we can see every component of the system actually intertwining and how they work together, which is something that may not be easily visible when you're on the job site in a career. So definitely my internship at SuperValue Incorporated was a very, very beneficial program for me to be in. It was more based on the process and logistical side of engineering of my degree, not necessarily the design aspect. It helped me really learn how the most efficient way to do a task and some of the boundaries that come with trying to make things more efficient.
One of the things that we've been very fortunate here at Indiana Tech is that we've had a grant through AEP to help subsidize our students in taking some of the various trips in spring break. Over the last 4 years, I have taken, along with a couple of other chaperones, I've taken almost a couple of dozen students to a trip to Germany and Switzerland that focused on renewable energy. We've gone to Iceland last year, focusing on geothermal energy, and we just recently returned from a trip to Costa Rica.
Just last year, I went to Iceland with a couple of our peers, not even just energy engineers, but a couple of other engineering majors went along with us. And for me, that was the highlight of my college time. I mean, we learned a lot about like geothermal systems and how they converted to a country of basically like ran just by geothermal. But it wasn't just learning about that, it was also learning about their culture as well, you know, and the past and the history and where they plan to go in their future. And all those things combined, I think, really, really kind of defines my experience here in Indiana Tech.
You can be the smartest engineer in the world, but if you cannot talk to or work with other engineers and non-engineers, it's very hard to get anything done. I try to teach my students that while you may not like writing, it's going to be a part of the job. You have to communicate. If you're doing experiments or testing hardware in the lab, you need to write it up so that other people know what you did, and the customer may want to know what are the results of that test.
Something I would remember most about the faculty would be just the one-on-one aspect of it and how open they are to hearing your problems and concerns and willing to assist you. Indiana Tech, with the class sizes being so small, you really get that one-on-one talking, everyday type relationship with your advisors and your professors. And having that is key to success, I feel, because being able to communicate with them and actually get your problems and questions across is going to help clarify things for you while you're in classes in school, which is going to set you up for success.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a warrior's shoes. You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior.
Alrighty, welcome back here to Rink 3 at the PSM Ice House. We are currently in between the first and second period between the Indiana Tech Warriors and the Michigan Wolverines. But before we go into our second intermission report, we'd like to say something as we have lost a dear hockey player in the hockey community here in Fort Wayne. Natalie Shearer suddenly passed away last week at the age of 18 years old. He was the captain of the Carroll hockey team here in the high school league. So we would like you guys to keep him in your thoughts and prayers as he was laid to rest here today. Alrighty, more stats before the first period. Goal there by Peyton Gilmore. He was assisted by Allie Green. We'll show you that clip. She's able to chip it forward to herself, get past the defense. Top shelf. And makes it 1-0. A couple of penalties on each side for a cross check. And one for a high stick. Shots for the first period. Indiana Tech had 5. Michigan had 2. So both teams are 0 for 1 on the power play. Indiana Tech is up 12-6 on the face-offs. And they're also winning the blocked shots. They have 2. Michigan has 1. And that will do it here for our first intermission report. We'll step aside one last time and get ready for the action of the second period. As you're watching Indiana Tech women's hockey here on Summit, presented here by Summit City Sports. We'll be right back.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior. Want to know what it means to be a Warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a Warrior's shoes.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260s dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior.
Alrighty, welcome back. Teams are just entering the ice here. Michigan's already at their bench. We're just waiting for the Warriors to come out of their locker room. So they have a 1-0 lead entering the second period. As they are trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. They lost to Adrian twice and Maryville twice. Both top-ranked teams here in the ACHA. They will be visiting Michigan tomorrow at 4 o'clock there in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Finish up this series before they have games in Minot States in North Dakota. We won't be seeing them, the Warriors, again until January 23rd as Lake Superior comes here for back-to-back games. But 20 minutes on the clock, fresh sheet of ice. We are ready here for the second period. Gilmore chips it down. Warriors have the puck now in their own zone, trying to move through neutral zone. Grenier. She is circling around in the corner. Puck goes in front there for Raquel. Green sends it into the corner. Raquel slaps it around. Johnson able to send it around. Back in net, but Michigan takes possession. Lindahl going to hold on to it. So Hardy moving through the neutral zone. Sends it deep into the corner, goes around the net. McGough picks it up, isn't able to get it out. Shot there by Green, goes in front, fanned on it. Another chance. That was Johnson. Whittick was the original opportunity. They call. The puck bounces over a stick, so Whittick has to send it back in. Big off. Gives it away here. Chance for Indiana Tech. Puts it out in front. Shot blocked. Galt picks it up, trying to get it through the skates. Terpstra sends it back in. Ferris boots it up. Denali Zawinski puts it out front there. Levesque will cover things up for the Warriors. Michigan with the puck now in the corner. Trying to move it to Hughes. Tie up there by the Zamboni doors. As Pell, she's able to win it out. Get flipped up to Colwich. She gets tied up by Allen. An opportunity coming up here for the Warriors. But Kuzbel gets tied up. Shot. Goes wide around to the top of the wing. Carr picks it up for the Wolverines. Gets around one Warrior. She got a shot. Blocked away by Levesque. too. Moves it up to Kolwich, but fans on the shot, and the Warriors able to clear the zone. Ceballos sends it up. Dilla. It's taken away there by Dene, and able to move it up. To Gudnian. Gilmore's not able to keep the zone. Shaw picks it up. Into the corner for Michigan. Kalas. Slap shot attempt. It's kind of deflected there, but goes into the corner. Hardy behind her own net. Sends it off the boards. We have an opportunity here for Renee, but she was out of steam, so she just sends it in. Covered up there by Heiserman. And then the blocker side here for the faceoff. Face-off one there by Green. Johnson feigns on the shot. Michigan's able to clear. The Vault picks it up. Had to wait. A couple of teammates were still off sides. Chance here for Michigan. Lindahl puts it into the corner. She's behind the net, getting tied up by Terp to try to put it out front. Too far. Harris. She sends it in. Takes a funky bounce off the ice. Levecla is ready for that one. Warriors wrap it around. Bobby picks it up for the Wolverines. It's the outside. Harris takes a shot. Blocked away by Levesque. Green. Trying to get it out. Finds Johnson. Is able to tip it, so no icing for Indiana Tech. Stretch pass gets intercepted by the Galt. Pell takes a shot off the glass. Pass tries up. Now Zawinski. Should be able to get the puck now moving into the corner. Trying to get around Farrell, but she gets tied up. Puck comes loose. Gilmore reaches the puck there. Bass takes a shot, gets the blockered away. Bass now behind the net. It's tied up. Farrell sends it off the boards, but it's going to be too much, and that's going to go down 4 in icing on Michigan. With 13:32 remaining here in the second period, Indiana Tech still holds their 1-goal lead. Face off on the blocker side of Heiserman. Face off won by the Wolverines, but not able to get it out. Blocked away by Heiserman. Into the corner. Out the glass. Zawinski's able to chip it forward. Interception there in the neutral zone. Bell picks it up. Sends it around to Gilmore. Gilmore moving through her own zone, taking it wide, trying to get out the boards, but it's intercepted. 2-on-1 here for Michigan. They take a shot. Might hit the crossbar. That was Samantha Carr with a chance. She hasn't, again, behind the net. And around the Warrior. Passes up to the point. He sends it right back, but too hot for her stick. Indiana Tech is able to take advantage of that. Grenade sends it down. Kolwich. It's deflected by Green's stick, and that'll go up into the safety netting. Face off on the glove side of Heiserman. Green's able to win the face off the goal. Able to skate around Dilla. She loses the puck. The high wing. Johnson is able to stick lift. Kolwich sends it down. Green, moving on the far side. Trying to get around Kolas, but side of the corner. Chance for Indiana Tech. Put it out in front off the backhand. It's Legault. Loses the puck there in the neutral zone. Johnson in her skate. Didn't know where it was. They're able to send it into the Michigan zone. Stretch pass here. Lindo going wide on Legault. Tries to center it there for Bobby, but it's too high for her. Shot here from the point, but definitely this goes wide. Legault in her own corner, sends it around. Rogers spins it around to Legault. A chance here. Rogers, 2-on-1. Pass it out in front. Takes a shot in the pad saved there by Heiserman, sliding across the crease. Michigan going the other way. Vardy makes a move. Here's a chance for Michigan. Almost a Kucherov. Kind of flipped over her stick. Beck was ready for it. Bear sends it across. Shot blocker, and they score. Kayla McGough from the point ties this thing up at 1. Might have been deflection. By Garvity, but we'll see here who they give it to. They give it to McGough, so she gets, I believe, her first goal of the season. Ties things up at 1. Warriors able to get things out, but Michigan sends it back in off the shin pad of Hardy, who sent it across. I believe trying to find Grenade, but too far for her, so there'll be an icing on Indiana Tech. Face off here, the blocker side of Levesque. Face off won by the Warriors. Trying to move it up. He takes a shot there. Puck is still in front. Went off the inside of the pad. Michigan with all the momentum right now. Raquel. We got penalty coming up on Michigan. So we have body check. 1-on-1. Union try to center out front off the stick. Green with the shot. Goes high. The goal is able to move things around, but it's going to be touched up by Michigan. So Indiana Tech going on their second power play of the night. 0 for 1 the first time. But Kara Kolwich heading to the sin bin for a body check. 8:47 remaining in the second period. Game is tied up at 1. Wittek with the puck. Puts it out front for Green. Gets deflected off a stick. Terpstra is able to keep it in. Puts in a skate of Pell, but Pell's able to keep it in. Terpstra now moves it across the Pell. Pell, far side to Green. Terpstra tries. Move it to Wittek, but gets deflected, but puck is still in the zone. Terpstra finds Pell. They switch spots. Leave it off for each other. Here a chance for Lindahl. Breakaway chance. Makes her move, and she scores. Short-handed goal here for the Wolverines. They take the lead 2-1 now. So I don't think Terpstra was ready for the pass. Forehand backhand there for Lindahl. Face-off was won there by Michigan. Met sends it down. Peyton Gilmore getting pinned up against the boards. A minute remaining left in this power play for Indiana Tech. Gilmore behind her net. Kell sauces it up for Grenade, but a little too hot for her stick, and she loses it. So Michigan sends it down. Next stops it behind the net. Gilmore. Moving wide, but loses possession. Phillips with the stick. Green's not able to keep it in. Levesque passes to Green. She has 9 seconds remaining here on this man advantage. Puts it up to Legault. Legault moving far side. Stops and waits. Finds Terpstra. Terpstra. Legault was going for a change, but she had to stay on. Legault's able to keep it in. Green puts it down low for Johnson, but that puck gets deflected. Terpstra with a bouncing puck. Sells set it down. Definitely loses the puck there. Chance for Indiana Tech. Bouncing puck loose in front. Green and Allen were on the doorstep. Heisman is able to cover things up. Face off won by the Warriors. Terpstra is able to keep it in. Allen's there at the points. Michigan's able to clear the zone for a second. Pell moves it to Terpstra. Able puts it forward to Allen. She loses possession. Harris sends it down to the corner. Puck goes out in front, but Kuzbel was able to take it away. Pell moves it over to Terpstra off the boards. To Bailey Allen. Allen trying to clear the zone, but isn't able to. Puck goes out in front off the stick of Terpstra. Chance for Michigan. Pad save there by Levesque, keeping things 2-1. Michigan moving in their own zone. Stretch pass to Lindahl. She was able to tip it, and she gets there first. Stops in the corner. She's getting pressure there by 3 Warriors. Trying to get out of the zone. Raquel moving wide on Celebos. Puts it up to Gilmore. Shot there wide by Hardy and might have got deflected. Fell off the boards. Finds Gilmore. Skates it in. The back end there, deflection. Just goes wide. Tie up in the corner. Gilmore was pinching there for a second, but puck gets deflected. And the puck gets deflected into the safety name by Gardaby. So we'll face off blocker's side of Levesque. .404 remaining in the second period. The Wolverines have taken a 2-1 lead. Green wins the face-off. Moving through neutral zone. Sharon Phillips try to center in front, but stick to side by Heiserman. Metz. It's met there by Whittick. Loses the puck, but Indiana Tech sends it down. It's going to be an icing. Face off going to be the blocker side of Levesque. Someone he with a shot off a shin pad. Stays in. Metz. Try moving in front. Bouncing puck. Terpstra trying to move it over to Legault, but too far for her. Carr. Puts it into the corner. Green. Sends it around. Whittick. Picks it up for the Warriors. Sends it off the boards. Hit there by Terpstra, and we have a 2-on-1 here for the Warriors. Her and Green. Sends it to Green. Takes a shot. A little bit too far and off the side of the net. Johnson loses the puck behind the Michigan net. Moving up the Carr. He sends it off to the boards, which goes around to the back of the net. Legault moving her own zone. She loses the puck. Right in front for Michigan. A big save there by Levesque. Michigan sends it around. Legault gets around Collis. She's moving into the Michigan zone. Loses the puck, and they send it off the glass. Kuzbol sends it up to Basque. Tech is not able to keep it in. They just send it down into the zone. Michigan picks it up behind their own net. Tie up right at the blue line. It's Gilmore. He's able to move it to Brickell. Takes a shot and covered up there by Heiserman. With 90 seconds remain here in the second period. back at one of the saves there by Levesque. She not her leg pad. She's done that multiple times. Bouncing puck in front. Stuck into the corner. Union sends it around. Michigan sends it out. Hardy off her stick. Renee sends it out the boards. Renee sends it up off the glass. Union Tech takes possession. Kuzbel, the shot gets blocked. Union picks it up in the corner. So we have a stoppage here. I believe the net was off. Go face off. Blocker side of Heisman. Won by the Warriors. Send it into the corner. Colt pinches. Sends it back around. Wolverine sent it off out into. Nobody was there, and that's going to go down for an icing. 25 seconds remaining in the second period. Green's able to win the faceoff back. Derpstra spins around. Sends it down. Put up to Legalba. Tips by Lindahl. Once again, she has an opportunity. Takes it down and she scores. Her second of the game. Makes it 3-1 in favor of the Wolverines. Able to get around the Golds. Put it into the 5-hole. Levesque with 9.3 remaining. Sending out the boards. They'll try and take it out. But that will do it here for the second period. A 3-goal period by the Michigan Wolverines. They lead 3-1. So we're going to step aside. And we'll get back here for the second intermission reports. So you're watching Indiana Tech Women's Hockey presented by Summit City Sports. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Paxton, and I'll be your tour guide today. Behind me, we have Pearson Hall. This is one of our freshman dorms on campus. Today, I'll be showing you dorm rooms. Come inside. The only way to get into campus is if you have an ID card, so you'll have to swipe into all the dorms. And then over here, we have an intercom system. So through every dorm, we have these dial buttons within the dorm rooms and then outside. So say you're visiting somebody, you don't live here, you would dial their room number and then you can actually call their room and they can unlock the doors to the dorm through the intercom system, and you can talk to them. They can see you through a camera, and they can unlock the doors for you so they don't have to leave the room. It's really nice to have. So right here, we just have our main lobby. Every floor has a lobby. In the lobbies, we just have TVs and stuff. You can watch movies, play video games. You can hang out with friends, do homework, play card games. It's just a nice little hangout area to have. And then right here, this is what we call our RA office. So every single night, there will be an RA in the office. They're just there for your needs if you have any issues with like toilets or sinks or anything being clogged. They'll always be in there for your help. If you have questions about anything, you can always come see an RA here. And then over here, we have mailboxes. Every student has a mailbox. They are really small. The only thing they can fit is like card-sized items. Throughout campus, you'll see our mail room when you go on your actual tour later on, and that will be in one of our other buildings where you'll receive bigger packages. All right, so here's the laundry room. So in the laundry room, you don't have to save quarters or use quarters. I know it says 25 cents, but it is included with living on campus. And then there's one on every floor and every side of floor, so there's 2 on every floor in Pearson. So every student has keys to their dorm. And then as you come in, you will see our intercom system right here that I talked about in the entranceway. So this is where you would like unlock the door for visitors, talk to them. And then one really nice thing about it is there is a security guard button right there. So if you were to have somebody like calling your room constantly at like 5 o'clock in the morning because some student forgot their keys, you could actually press the security guard button and it will lock them in that little box that we entered to into the dorm. It'll lock both the outside doors and the inside doors and call security. So it also has a nice safety measure within your room. You don't even have to leave your room for that. So it's really nice. And then as we enter in this way, you'll see this is the half of our room looks like. So there's this, and then on the other side of the suite, there's a mirrored room that looks exactly like this. The desk, the dressers, and the closets, and all of the drawers and stuff all come with. You can decorate it any way you'd like, and then like mini fridges, TVs, anything like that you would bring here. And then through here we have our bathroom. So then as we come into the bathroom, you'll see that this side of the room has their own sink and toilet, and then as you come through, there's one shower shared between the 2 rooms, and then this side of the room has their own sink and toilet, and then there's the mirrored room right here. So then they share a little common space out there, and then this is the exact same stuff, and it's all the same. Here we have Kalbflesh. This is our other freshman dorm on campus. It is across the street from main campus. We'll be showing another freshman dorm, the laundry room, and then the hangout lobby area. Come on in. So same thing as Pearson. To get into the dorms, you have to have a swipe card that unlocks and lets you in. All right, and then we have the same intercom system as we do in Pearson, and it runs throughout all of the dorms. And then in here is the lobby area where all the students hang out. We have like a TV so people can hook up like Xboxes or anything like that, DVD players, you can watch movies. I know RAs put on a bunch of activities down here. They do like movie nights with hot chocolate during the winter. We've done like pumpkin carving, and we watch a Halloween movie, and so that's all done down here. And then it's the same thing over here. You can do some studying, you can hang out with friends, you can eat dinner if you want, and like I said, you can hang out with your RA, hang out with your friends, do homework, but follow me to the next part. So same thing as Pearson, every student has keys to their dorm. So when you first walk in, it's different than Pearson where there's no like 2 mirrored room. It's just one room with 2 students. The shelves, the desk, the drawers, all of the beds and stuff all come with. And then over here, it's the same for Pearson and Kalbflesh. You can control the air condition and the heat for the room, not the entire dorm, which is so nice because then it's between you and your roommate, not through hundreds of people in one building. And then as we walk over here, you'll see that the sink is outside of the bathroom, which is so nice because obviously if your roommate's showering, you don't have to worry about not being able to brush your teeth or even use the sink or get a drink of water or anything like that. And then as we walk over here, you'll see only 2 roommates to 1 bathroom. And then the shelving space. And then instead of Pearson where they have closets, you would have this whole shelving space and hanger area. And then same thing as Pearson, we have the intercom system over here where you can press the security guard button, you can talk to them, and then see them through the camera. Kalbflesh also has mailboxes. They're the same size. They fit card-sized items. And again, if you have any bigger packages, we do have a mailroom on campus. So then through here, this is the laundry room. The difference between Pearson and Kalbflesh is Kalbflesh, there's only one in the whole building and it's on the first floor, whereas Pearson has them on every floor. But it is the same, as they are included with living here, so you don't have to use quarters. It's free to the students. And that concludes the tour. Thanks for coming with. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to your counselor. Hope to see you around campus. Go Warriors!
Alrighty, welcome back everybody to the second intermission report here between Indiana Tech and Michigan Wolverines. The Wolverines are now leading Indiana Tech Warriors 3-1. 3-goal second periods, we'll go through that. At the 9:34 mark, Michaela McGough got Wolverines on the board. Show you that here. Shot from the point. Gets through Levesque. And about 3 minutes later, Julia Lindahl, the captain, gets a breakaway on the PK, gets around Levesque, making it 2-1 in favor of Michigan. He came at the 11:52 mark. And then with just 9 seconds remaining in the period, she would get yet another breakaway. She deflected the pass. So able to get around Legault. Able to put it in as she was getting taken down, making it 3-1 in favor of the Wolverines. In the second period, Indiana Tech had 10 shots. The Wolverines had 9. Indiana Tech is 0 for 2 on the Indiana Tech's 0 for 2 on the power play so far. Wolverines are 0 for 1. Face-offs. Indiana Tech won 9 and Michigan won 7. And that's pretty much going to wrap things up here for our second intermission report. We'll be back here for the start of the third period as you're watching Indiana Tech women's hockey presented by Summit City Sports. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior. Want to know what it means to be a Warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a Warrior's shoes.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
From the first day, I felt very welcome at Indiana Tech.
I just really enjoy the classes and the vibe I get from all the other athletes and just the students here. Everybody's cool and everybody gets along really well.
I'm currently a senior, and since my freshman year, student life activities have really grown throughout campus, and there's so many ways that you can meet new people. You can go bowling, you can watch movies, and it's just really important to get involved on campus.
You have intramurals, anything from billiards to basketball. It's made student life very enjoyable.
I love Fort Wayne because there's always something going on, like festivals. I walk a bunch of the trails here locally. There's great restaurants. There's always something fun to do. You can never be bored here in Fort Wayne.
The school spirit at Indiana Tech is epic. It's everything. We had our first annual hockey game not too long ago. Everybody showed up, face paint, cowbells, Trojan hats, lawn gnomes. It was amazing. It makes it so worthwhile to be a Warrior. Go Warriors.
You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior.
I think it's really important for freshmen to realize you get out of college what you put into it. If you dedicate yourself to your classes and to your projects and to what you're doing in college, you're going to have a really great experience here.
I wish someone would have told me my freshman year that it's important to prioritize, knowing what's important, what's not important, knowing what I need to do opposed to what I want to do.
The two things that I think all freshmen should know is buy a parking permit so you don't rack up a bunch of fines and tickets, and also make sure you go to class, because it seems like a good idea when you're skipping, but then it's not worth it in the end when you fail the test or don't turn in homework.
As an international student, my advice for the freshmen is to not be afraid to make friends, because your friends here will end up being your family away from home.
Anything that you want to do, anything that you want to put on, anything that you want to showcase on campus, you can. There's always people around to help you do what you want to do here.
Make sure that you always take time for yourself to make sure that you're okay, because college can be very overwhelming as far as like schoolwork and friends and sports and just like everyday life. Always just make sure that you get what you need to get done.
It's important to have a relationship with your professors, because you become more personable with them. You start to engage in the material more. They can give you recommendations, especially once you get out of college. You definitely want to put them down as like references, and if you have a better personal relationship, it just makes the whole learning experience go smoothly.
Alrighty, welcome back everybody to the start of the third period here. Indiana Tech Warriors are down 3-1 to the Michigan Wolverines. Let's see if they have a comeback in them. They are trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. All right, we got 20 minutes on the clock. Fresh sheet of ice. Third period action here at the PSM Ice House. Warriors start with the puck. Union moves into the zone. Sends it down low behind the nets. Michigan picks it up. This Mets trying to move it up. Gets intercepted there by Kell, who gets a chance here off the pads. Rebound. It's covered up by Heiserman. Green's able to win the faceoff. Gilmore, shot gets blocked. I believe that hit off Johnson. Cummings sends it around. Gilmore is able to hold the line. Sends it back off the boards. Michigan sends it off the glass into the neutral zone. And Whittick sends it into Michigan zone. Cummings gets it into Indiana Tech zone now. Pass goes awry. She able to get it back. Whittick sends it down into the Michigan zone behind the nets. Cummings getting pressured by Hardy. With Farrell trying to move it wide on Kuzball. She takes a shot. It gets blocked and picked up by the Indiana Tech Warriors. Kuzball. Puck's taken away by Hume. Trying to move wide on Hardy. He takes a shot off the mask of Levesque. Allen off the glass. Taken away by Gordon. He just has to send it back down. So getting pressure there by Rogers. Rogers is the first one there. Hume trying to find Carr. Sends it wide, but Carr is still able to get the puck. She goes on to the wing. Sends it down into the corner. Indiana Tech trying to get out of their zone. They are able to. Pell picks it up into the neutral zone. Sends it on nets into the in and out of the glove of Heiserman. And she covers things up. Face-off won by the Wolverines. They go into the corner. It's off the boards. It's like going to be ice and cold, but this might go right on net, and it does. So Levesque has to play it. Gilmore moving wide here. Puck gets deflected up. Green sends it over to Hardy. Hardy launches it into the Michigan zone, picked up by Phillips. Johnson in the neutral zone. Moves it back to Hardy. Sends it off the boards, but too far for Green. That's going to be an icing called. Face-off coming to the blocker side of Levesque. Green's able to win it forward, but Michigan takes control. Two shot attempts there. Both saved by Levesque. Tied up in the corner is Garberty. And the Tech's able to get it out. Green trying around the golf. She does. Trying to send it over to Johnson, but I was behind her. Michigan going quick as Lindahl takes a shot. Stick side there by Levesque into the safety netting. Face-off tied up there. So that moves to the corner. They don't know where the puck is. A couple players still tied up, trying to move it out. They need some skates, it was. Shot attempt there by Lindahl. This goes wide. Nantek's able to clear. Silva sends it down into the zone. Legault picks it up, sends it back to Terpstra. Trying to move it up to Allen, but too far in front. Ceballos. We'll move it forward. Gagnon takes it away. Michigan gets it right back. Cummings. She takes a shot. It's a good block by Terpstra. The attack in the corner, trying to center it, but nobody was there. Raquel picks it up. Behind the nets. Trying to center it there. Loose puck in front. Still jabbing at it. Some pushing and shoving. Heisman is able to cover things up. Best chance there for the Warriors so far in this third period. Union's able to win it back. Pass still just out the zone, so Gilmore's forced to send it back in. Nets behind the net. Taken away by Gilmore. Gilmore stops and turns around. It's the front for Green. Splits some Wolverines with a shot off the blocker chance. They score! Wait, they're calling no goal on the play. So they're having that conversation now, I believe. I don't know what they would call. Maybe goaltender interference or a high stick. Ref immediately blew it. No goal. Head coach Liam Ross is asking for an explanation. No goal it is. Score remains 3-1. The puck gets covered up there by Levesque. I'll show you guys the no goal called off. On the face-off, wins it back. Pass sent to Rogers. This goes a little bit far, so Michigan sends it back in. Green. It's the pass, moving through the offensive zone, sends it back to Johnson. Tries to center it, but gets deflected away. Green again, sends it up top for Legault. Legault with the shot, gets through, blockered away by Heiserman. Legault sends it down for an icing. 3:19 remaining here in this third period. Wolverines are holding on to a 3-1 lead at the moment. Union's able to win it back. Terpstra sends it off the glass. Union leaving around. The top of the key, top of the points. Terpstra sends it down deep. Into the corner is Brickell. Set for Gunyon. Takes shot chance here. Gets through. Saved by Heiserman. Wolverines not real clear. Legault with a shot blocked. Goes right back to her. She goes wide. Try to center it to Brickell, but she puts that one wide, but she picks up her own rebound. Gets through a couple defenders. Puck is up, is loose, bouncing around. Don't know where it's at, still loose. And Heisterman gobbles it up. Face look left side of Heiserman. Michigan's able to win it. Lindahl, not able to get it out. The goal pinches down. With a back intent, just goes wide and high. The puck squirts out of the zone. Bobby. Sends it for Lindahl with the shot and no goal. That squeaked through. I might have sat on the goal line. Yeah, went through and hit the post and stayed out. Still 3-1. Screen, moving through the neutral zone. Runs off to Johnson with a shot. She scores! Avery Johnson makes it a 1-goal game. Puts it top shelf. Face off one here by the Warriors. Brickell sends it back to Terpstra. Wittick runs Gunyon with the shot, just goes wide. Michigan not able to clear. Gilmore sends it to Wittick. Goes out of reach and Phillips picks it up. Cummings. Around. Wittick takes the puck. Sends it down low. She gets put down there by Gilmore. Terpstra. Gives it to Gilmore, finds Wittick. Wittick puts it over to Brickell. Brickell makes a move, takes a shot into the chest of Heiserman. 10:27 remaining in the third period. It's now 3-2. The goal by Avery Johnson. Tie up there on the face-off. Bell able to keep it in. So Michigan picks it up in their own zone. Green ties up. There it is. So we have a collision here. We have a penalty coming up. Leave on the Warriors. On Avery Johnson. She gets caught for the hooking there. Michigan on the power play now. They haven't scored yet, but they did score shorthanded. Ferris with a shot, gets blocked by Gayan. Lindahl flies into the zone. Goes over to Ferris. Ferris. Pass goes too far in front. Lindahl is able to pick it up. Ferris now at the top of the points. Goes over the Carr. Carr with the shot there by Malazewinski. Just goes wide. Up there by Cummings. Blockered away. And the Warriors are able to clear. Green pressuring Ferris. Stick ties him up. So we have a penalty now coming up for Michigan. As Green got held there. So we're going to have a little 4-on-4 action for 57 seconds. As Ferris and Green were tied up pretty much the entire way. But Ferris held on just a little too long. Green could have had an opportunity. Gilmore finds Terpstra. Terpstra with a slap shot blockered away. Wrap around the opportunity for Wittick. Stick side. Gilmore steps up. It's taking off the puck. Michigan sends it down. Hugh behind the net. Pressure by Terpstra. Centering in front. Just goes wide. Gilmore couldn't move it to Terpstra. His team was right there. Raquel trying to get through a 1-on-2. She does. She's on a breakaway opportunity. Makes her move. Steps and a save there by Heiserman. She's trying to go forehand, backhand. But Heiserman was ready. Five seconds on the Johnson penalty. Then it will be a minute and 3-second power play for the Warriors. Union is able to win it forward. Good stick lift there by Metz. They battle in the corner. Behind the net, trying to center it. Puck is there, but Michigan's able to take it, but not able to get it out. Power play now for the Warriors. Shot. Bouncing puck goes wide. Green. They'll get to Legault. Green makes a move. She gets tied up. Lindahl. She scored once on the shorthand before. She sends it down. 30 seconds remain on the power play for the Warriors. Legault skating wide. Enters the zone. Steps cross. Puck's there. Or a shot by Gilmore gets blocked into the corner. Gilmore picks it up. Makes one move. Puts it down. Pad save by Heiserman. Power play ending here for the Warriors. It's Terpstra. Moves it across to Rogers. Rogers puts it on net and covered up there by Heiserman. 6:50 remaining here in the third period. Michigan is holding on to a 3-2 lead. So don't forget to stay tuned. In about an hour, we're going to have men's hockey. So they take up Rochester Christian at 7:30 tonight. Michigan has the puck. They will find Cummings 2-on-1 opportunity. Shot off the chest there of Levesque. Michigan's able to keep it in. But Kuzbal is able to get off the boards. Sends it out. Now Zawinski puts it around for Cummings. Johnson sends it the opposite way. Allen sends it off the boards. She goes off for a change. Green now in the neutral zone. Enters the offensive zone into the corner. Centering pass, nobody was there. Michigan's able to get it out. They go down for an icing if they can beat it. No icing called. Goff, slap shot, gets blocked. Opportunity there for Michigan, just goes wide. Into the corner it goes. Sorry, pass. Ferris takes a shot, gets blocked by an army of warriors there in the front of the net. Green moves it up to Legault. Legault loses it, but she's able to come back and get it. Just under 5 minutes left here in this third period. Allen with the puck moves it into the neutral zone. McGough sends it back down. Carr is able to pick it up. She gets stick lift there. But Gilmore in the attack takes the puck. Allen. Renee with a shot. The puck just rolls wide. It leaked through Heiserman. We'll look another look at that. Another chance to tie this game up. Skriniar, a 1-on-2, just takes a shot. It leaked through. Just rolls by the goal line. She couldn't reach it in time. Puck just off the post. Raquel puts it up top to Terpstra. Terpstra with the shot, trying to look to the affection. Rebounds right there. And the net comes off. .409 remaining. Gunion on the face-off against Gordon. Able to win a face-off. Terpstra with the shots, trying to look for deflection when nobody was looking. As Wittick gets taken down on the play. Terpstra off the boards to Raquel. Wittick trying to move it around. Gordon takes the puck, sends it off the boards. Gilmore pinches. Michigan sends it out of the zone. Trying to go for a change. Terpstra finds Gilmore with a chance. Rebound off the pad. We have it. Lindahl with another breakaway. What's the call? I don't think we have a goal in that one. No call by the ref. They're having a discussion that was under the pad of Levesque. See if we can, as both defensemen were in the offensive play, it might have just gone underneath. Yeah, I believe it is called. Yeah, we have no goal. I think the puck was just underneath the pad of Levesque. She was able to keep it out. Keep it a 1-goal game. 3.5 minutes remaining. So that would have been a hat trick for Lindahl. Green with the puck. Sends it off the boards to Rogers. Is able to get around Selbos. Green picks her pocket, and we have a penalty coming up. A hook. On Allison Green. You can see it there, right there. So power play opportunity here for the Wolverines. Lindahl with a shot, gets deflected. Rebound goes wide. Malzewinski. Gets puck to Lindahl. Ferris, shot, deflected. Pell picks it up in her corner. Trying to tie things up. Lindahl. See it down to Cummings. Trying to flip it up front. Puck goes into the corner. Cummings trying to put it up front. But Raquel picks it up. Raquel with the puck. Is able to get around Ferris. Sends it down Ricard. Takes it away from her. Ferris now. Puts up to Malzewinski. She moves into the offensive zone. Trying to get it around Terpstra. 45 seconds left on the power play. Minute 52 left in the game. The golf shot blocked by Whittick. In the corner it goes. Indiana Tech's able to pick it up as Michigan was on a change. Whittick now. Puck in the neutral zone, puts it to the far side, trying to send it in. Gets tied up. Able to get free for a second. Still it's tied up. Michigan now with the puck in the neutral zone. Garberty moves wide. Gunyon tried to poke it out. Maybe an opportunity for her. 2 seconds left. Green is down the penalty box. We're back to full strength. We are just hitting the 1 minute mark here in the third period. Green now. Trying to get through the Michigan defense. Leaves it back Green. Once again, the stick lift. Hardy, the shot, bouncing puck. Empty net for Indiana Tech. Johnson. Slap shot into the glove. Rebound diving was Heiserman. 37.8 left. Indiana Tech is going to be taking their timeouts. .8 left. Down 3-2. They have an empty nets. See if they can tie this up. Let's hope that that no call is going to hurt them in the end. Avery Johnson's goal was assisted by Allison Green. They're at 8:28. ready. Indiana Tech is ready to go. They have Green, Union, Raquel, Johnson, Adults, and Gilmore. Net is empty. Green ties up Hurt. Puck comes out with the Michigan zone. The Gulp picks it up. On the backhand, gotta be careful now. 20 seconds left. Raquel able to get free. Try to send it to Green. No icing. 12 seconds remaining. Off the glass. Sends it down. Lindahl picks it up, takes it off the post. 3 seconds left. And that's going to do it here as Michigan holds on, wins 3-2 against the Warriors. Just not enough to come back. Had a chance, a couple of close ones there at the end. The Wolverines hold on. So we would like to thank you guys for tuning in to this edition of Indiana Tech Women's Hockey. Mason Vogwe alongside Oscar Harrison on the camera. We'll see you guys in about an hour as the men's team is going to be taking on Rochester Christian. So I thank you guys once again. Don't forget to have a good and safe night. Try to stay dry there. I know it was raining the last time I was outside. And we'll see you guys next time.